Hi, everyone. I hope you're well. My name is Wendy from Kurukulla Center. I'll be your MC tonight for the 8th annual Interfaith Sakadawa Celebration that we are about to begin. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to take a look. Okay, so we have a few people who are with us already. So this is the 8th year that we have done the Sakadawa celebration. We do this in the 4th month after the Lunar New Year, which is a month that's particularly special for practice in the Buddhist tradition. The Dalai Lama, one of his most important things close to his heart, missions, is interfaith dialogue and dialogue. So Geshe Tenley, our resident teacher, spiritual guide at Kurukulla Center, 8 years ago established that we would take His Holiness's lead directly and every year hold this interfaith service. Last year was on Facebook Live, and this year is on Facebook Live, and hopefully next year we can be back in the garden at Kurukulla Center. But anyway, welcome. A few more people have joined. Let me start then with introducing you to Geshe Tenley. Geshe Tenley, our resident teacher at Kurukulla Center here in Medford, Massachusetts, Kurukulla Center for Tibetan Buddhist Studies. He came to the United States in 2002. He was born in Tibet and walked out of Tibet when he was 19. Anyway, he's been with us now for nearly 20 years and our primary spiritual guide resident teacher for nearly 11 years after our senior teacher Geshe Tsolga, who had been with us for 17 years to establish the center, passed away. Then Geshe Tenley, thank goodness we had Geshe Tenley to come and continue to lead us. So Geshe-la, please, if you'd like to begin with some opening welcome remarks.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Geshe Tenley. It's a very great honor to with you tonight. Fourthly, we have the Kurukulla Center and myself. Thank you for all my dear Dharma brothers and sisters joined with us. And this is our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith. It is, I think, very important to special like this time. We can experience like pandemic. The pandemic doesn't check what religion are you, what color are you, what nationality are you. It is like, it shut down for all equally. Therefore, of course, we all doing, it's very important to support each other and pray each other, respect each other. It doesn't matter what religion, what color, what nationality, it doesn't matter. What we goal is to happy life and healthy life and successful life. In order to that, we need to like work together. Doesn't matter what you eat, what you live, what country, what religion. Therefore, any kind of activity, we all support each other's. It's very important. Especially, this year we can see. Therefore, right now we are doing to same time, same place, and same goal, same view to pray together. Especially remember that pandemic, how many people lost their life this year. It's important to remember them and keep our prayers. Therefore, I'm not talking too much. I'm very glad to see all my, virtuous brothers, sisters, and I will let you go and pray. Thank you so much. Then I will talk maybe some after also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geshe, for those opening remarks here at the Kurukulla Center, holding our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith Celebration with many wonderful distinguished guests with us here tonight. And our first distinguished guest that I would like to introduce and welcome is Imam Ehsan Waris, who is the Imam at the Islamic Cultural Center here when I say here in Medford, in the same suburb of Kurukulla, where Kurukulla Center is in Medford, which is a suburb just a little bit north of Boston in the United States. So Imam Ehsan Waris, thank you for being here, and over to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be upon you and mercy of God. First of all, I would like to thank to our honorable host, Geshe Tenley, and his team for doing this Sakadawa Interfaith since last 8 years continuously, without any pause, without any stop. And like he mentioned, that the pandemic also didn't affect much on our activities as doing our interfaith work and job. So thank you very much to you and all the team. I'm going to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran, and then few words and the explanation, and then a small short supplication. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. وقال تعالى لكل جعلنا منكم شرعة ومنهاجا ولو شاء الله لجعلكم أمة واحدة صدق الله العظيم. The verses I recited, it means, O mankind, we have created you all from a single male and female, and we have made you into nations and tribes so that you may know each other. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of God is the most righteous of you. Indeed, God is all-knowing and all-hearing. And he says, unto every one of you we have given a different law and a way of life. And if God had willed, he could have made you all one single nation or community. So dear brothers and sisters, all the viewers, every religion has some common grounds to work with each other. We all have some common things in our everyday activities, everyday life, everyday practice of faith. Like Buddha says, that suffering is common to all. He says in the chapter 2, the suffering is common to all. And same thing comes in our Quran, that وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ. We will test you all from different kind of test. And Buddha says, we are the cause of suffering. And same thing comes in our Quran, وَمَا أَصَابَكُم مِّن سَيِّئَةٍ فَمِن نَفْسِكَ. Whatever bad happens to you is because of you. Buddha says, stop doing what causes suffering, and suffering will end. The same thing in Quran comes, that if you stop doing bad deeds, the God will lead you towards a pleasant life, a good life. Buddha says that path to end suffering, everyone can be enlightened. The same thing comes in Quran. So we all have common grounds, every religion, like I said. So what we have to do is take our common practices and common faith and share each other the love, the peace and harmony and respect for each other, so that we can grow love in our community, and that we can create a peaceful nation on the earth, which will be beneficial to every humankind. In the end, I would like to do some supplication. Oh Lord, please keep us guiding towards the right path. Settle our affairs, remove our worries, protect us from what is unseen to us, purify our deeds, inspire us with wisdom, save us from all the calamities, and protect us from every evil deed. O Lord, bless those who are fine human beings with your bounties, whose kind heart reaches out to our neighbors. O Lord, make every single aspect of our life for you, to serve you. O Lord, save humanity from being its own enemy. Protect your creation from oppression. Save the people from internal and external oppressors, and give them justice. Protect us all from violence, fear, and danger. You are our protector. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Imam Ehsan Waris, for starting us off tonight. Just beyond words. The feeling in my heart from your message. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And next we have from the Buddhist tradition, Venerable Man Zhang. She is the abbot, or I'm not sure if we say abbess. Anyway, Venerable Man Zhang, she's the abbot of the American Wisdom Association, and her temple is in Billerica, a little bit northwest of Boston. So welcome. Thank you so much, Venerable Manjong, for being here tonight. Is she muted? Oh. Unmute.
大家好，非常感谢Kurukulla Center的邀请，我们代表波尔市四众弟子来参加这次网络法会。
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank Kurukulla Center invite us to represent all the Buddha disciples from American Wisdom Association to join the 8th Annual Sakadawa Interfaith event.
这个时期正是世界佛教界的举办释迦牟尼佛圣诞的法会，浴佛法会。
During the Sakadawa, it is the time for the Buddhists all around the world to celebrate Sakadawa Buddha's birthday.
让我们用香花净水沐浴佛陀。
In the Bathing Buddha ceremony, Buddhists offer the fragrance and flowers to bathing the Buddha externally.
借此因缘，以佛陀的智慧光明慈悲来沐浴自己。
On the other meaning, by the grant of Buddha's wisdom and compassion, to bathing ourselves internally,
清净真心承诺，远离污染。
purify our mind away from delusion, away from pollution,
开启心灵的慈悲和智慧之光，
and to awaken our inner wisdom and compassion,
消除一切灾难，祈祷世界和平，国泰民安。
to eliminate the worst disaster and pray for the world peace, the country peace, the society and people be safe and calm.
让佛陀的慈悲之光笼罩人间。
With the glow of Buddha's compassion and wisdom, lights up the seven wings internally.
下面我们诵一遍心经来祈祷世界和平。
So let's chant for Pastor Sakadawa.
般若波罗蜜多心经观自在菩萨行深般若波罗蜜多时照见五蕴皆空，度一切苦厄舍利子，萨婆诃空空多依舍舍利子，空空依止舍高香明子依波罗斯舍利子是度，空香佛身佛面佛高佛净佛三佛灭之不空中无色无受想行，无愿而起色身心无色等相为诸法无愿界乃至无意识界无明于无明尽乃至无老死于无老死尽无苦尽灭大无死于无多于无多的菩提大多于般若波罗蜜多多于无法白无法白多无有空，愿力天道梦想究竟涅槃三。 我于般若波罗蜜多菩萨阿耨多罗三藐三菩提不是般若波罗蜜多是大神咒是大明咒是无上咒是无上正咒能度一切菩萨是菩提菩萨般若波罗蜜多咒彼得咒耶揭谛揭谛般若揭谛般若僧揭谛菩提。 以此诵持心经功德，回向给法界一切有情众生，回向给世界和平、国泰民安、风调雨顺、灾难消除。阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Venerables and friends, and Ava for translation. It's wonderful to have you here tonight for your sharing, and also the chanting, and the sound of the chanting with the hitting the block is always so distinctive. Thank you. So for those who maybe just joined, this is the 8th annual Interfaith celebration that we hold, the Kurukulla Center hosts during the month of Sakadawa. And our next distinguished guest that I would like to introduce to you is Reverend Carol Morehead. She is the Rector at Grace Episcopal Church in Medford. It's fairly close to Medford Square, and we're very happy to have you join us this evening. Thank you, Reverend Carol.
Thank you, Wendy. And thank you all. Thank you, Geshe Tenley, and for all the hosts. It is an honor to join you on this auspicious day as a day of remembering and honoring the life and enlightenment of the Buddha. And we are sharing, all of us, from our particular faith traditions in hopes of finding those common bonds that we share, the energy which together we generate and put into the world through our faith, the ways in which we work toward an end to suffering and to bring about the way of love. And so as I was reflecting on these bonds that we share, I was reminded of a deep truth about love. To experience love, the deep and penetrating truth of divine love, is truly a beautiful and a dangerous thing. It is beautiful because this love burns our dull eyes that cannot see clearly, giving us new eyes to see the deepest truths in one another. It is beautiful because it shines a light into the darkest corners of our world and our lives, freeing us and illuminating the world so that we can see it truly as it is, beneath all the trouble and sorrow and strife and pain. I say that this love is dangerous in the best way, not as a threat to destroy us, but as a reality that can awaken us, leading us to a final arrival in our lives. It's dangerous because when we experience this kind of love, it captures us, it transforms us, it empowers us. Our lives are changed from within, and everything we do and are and say begins to reflect the love that is lighting us from within. You see, this kind of love is dangerous because when we are changed, the way we treat others changes. Like a stone thrown into still water, ripples begin to flow out from the center of that energy. New paths are made. And when we hold such power, the whole world is endangered because the way of love will slowly creep into every heart, will gently lift the brokenhearted, will give hope to the hungry, give relief and mercy to the suffering. When the beauty and danger of love transforms us, it creates a world on the verge of becoming the true home of love, of becoming an actual home for every being, of becoming a place where we experience belovedness. So the danger is that if we are not careful, love will sweep us away and we will become one with one another. In the best way, we will lose ourselves and become something much more, something much greater. We will become the flame that burns, the embodiment of the divine love that creates all being, redeems all being, sustains all being. And that is a beautiful thing. I want to leave you with a song, a hymn we sing, which is based on a prayer from St. Francis of Assisi. And it says, Lord, make us servants of your peace. Lord, make us servants of your peace. Where there is hate, may
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Carol. I wasn't quite expecting that incredible song in your beautiful soprano voice. Thank you for all your wise words as well. Let's see. So we have next in our program Venerable Dr. Bhikkhu Pragyalok, who is the abbot, founder, and president of the International Shakyamuni Buddha Vihara and Vipassana Center. And I believe Venerable Bhikkhu Pragyalok, his center is in Lynn. So hopefully I got that correct, and I will pass now to Venerable.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. The most venerable Geshe Tenley, the chief organizer and abbot of Kurukulla Tibetan Learning Center, and all the organizing members. Thank you very much for making this prayer, joining together with all the faiths coming together and do our best for the peace in the world, not only oneself, but also for the peace. So this is very beautiful things that you have been doing last 8 years. All the religions coming together, joining together and praying together. This is so beautiful things that we are doing harmoniously, peacefully, and spiritually. So I don't want to take much time, but I would like to recite the most important stanza of the Buddha. Sampa papasa akaranam kusalasa upasampada satita pariyodapanang etang buddhana sasanang. So this is the stanza from the Pali text. Sabba papasa akaranam, not to do any evil by verbal, mentally, and physically. Kusalasa upasampada, but to cultivate wholesome things. The wholesome things, as I mentioned earlier, through our verbal action, through our mental action and the physical action as well. Sachitta pariyadapanam, but to cultivate our mentality in meditation, I can say, in the easy and understanding word. Sachitta pariyadapanam etam buddhana sasanam. These are the teachings of the Buddha. So this way, in the Buddhist teachings, in our daily practice, actually encouraged to observe the 5 precepts. That's what we call it, Panchasila. 5 morality, 5 ethical conduct, what may translate in the different words. But in the precepts, it is a very important. It is not the religious observations, but this is the social contact that we have to practice in our daily life. So I will recite in Pali, and after that I will translate in English as well. The first precept, Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Kame Sumittatara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. So these are the 5 precepts reciting in the Pali language, which means Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Not to harm, I observe the precepts, not harming any beings. Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. I observe the precepts, not stealing or what is not given, not to take anything what is not given. That simply means not to steal. And the third one, Kame Sumitra Dara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Not to do any sexual misconduct. I observe the precepts, abstaining from sexual misconduct. That is the simply plain meaning. And Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. I observe the precepts not to tell lie, or on the other word, I observe the precept to be truthful. And the fifth one is Sura Meraya Madhyapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. I observe the precepts without taking any intoxications. So these are the 5 precepts we as a Buddhist encouraged to practice in day-to-day life for the sake of oneself, for the sake of the family, for the sake of the neighbors, for the sake of the whole country or whole being.
Up. I'm not sure. We lost the sound there of Venerable.
I think he finished his mood.
Okay. All right. He finished. Venerable. So thank you so much, Venerable Pragyalo, because I remember last year, which we were all, well, I was fairly new to Zoom still last year. I think Venerable had trouble getting into Zoom last year. So this year he used last year's time and this year's time and gave us a few chants, which was so wonderful. And he has joined us, I think, every year. Some of you may have joined us every single year. And I believe he is also one of the distinguished guests that has joined us every year, except last year when when Zoom was our first time. So next I would like to introduce Venerable Chai Vanna from the Wat Khmer Lowell and Khmer American Cultural Center. So I believe they are here, right? Have you got them? Will they? Welcome, and looking forward to their message.
Yeah, Venerable there. Venerable, you have to unmute.
Here we go.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. So first of all, I would like to give high respect to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha by respecting and respecting all the Venerable who are present in here, and to respect it to all the Buddhist monks. And good evening for staff or the organizer in here, and good evening for everyone around the world that will see in this live for today. I'm not Venerable Jivana, I'm Venerable Vesna, but they say that exactly me a substitute Venerable. And for me, I'm the first time that joined this event. I have never joined, and I just come to live in this temple permanently for now. And especially, I try to research this event, so very useful for everyone around the world, that when they listen for this part, when Venerable like theory that all the members in here, they come from different color, religion, and different belief of the people that join in here. They can show what they believe to all the people around the world, what they see in the people around the world. So I am very delighted when I join in this event. So in my purpose that I want to tell for all the people in the world, especially for the people who believe of the Buddhism. So what I want to tell for them, just only three things that I want to tell for all the people that need to know when you believe of the Buddhism. I just to tell like the three basics of the Buddha, that you can say the core of the Buddhism that tell for all the people around the world. We focus about, number one, we focus about the three universal, and the second, we focus about the four noble truths, and the last one, we're talking about the noble eight paths. The basics of the Buddhism that I want to tell for everyone, just only I choose one thing that I need to tell for everyone. Like we talking about the three universal truths. Number one, we're talking about everything is lost in the universe. The second, everything changed. The last one, we believe of the laws of cause and effect. So I think when the people that they know about these things is very important, that for all the people around the world need to remove or sometimes to cut down about the hatred, greed, and delusion from their mind. So when the people they strongly have with greed, hatred, and delusion in the mind, so I think in the world they will have problem. No peace, not just in the world, sometimes in your mind. I just give an example. If the people very strongly greed in their mind, they want to do something. They don't care with other people. Sometimes they just satisfied by themselves. They want to get what they want, no limited with their mindset. They try to do to get what they want as possible as. They don't care with other people. Sometimes they don't care with the lives of the people in the world. And especially what I want, that the people that need to be love with each other and tolerant with each other, be mature with each other. It means understand with each other. Especially that we need to have, we focus about for subline. You mean for the subline in your mind. Like you have to have loving kindness in your mind. So if everyone have loving kindness I think everything will be peaceful. And the second, we need to have compassion. Everybody need to compassion with each other, self with each other, help with each other. You know, recently that the people still have problem with pandemic like coronavirus. You know, everything will be locked down, and every people will be harmful with that case. But we try to be compassionate with each other, try to help with each other. And third, everyone need to be like sympathy, joy. And the last one, equanimity. So the four sub-lines of mind are very important, that the people need to must have it in your mind. So if the people have in that, so I think the world will be peace and everyone will be happiness in their life. The last that I want to recite some little bit Dharma that to make other people to be pay attention, to be loving kindness with each others. Tukha pata janap tukha paya pata janap paya sauka pata jani sauka hon to sape pe pane now. So in this Dharma, everyone need to be free and give them free to each others. Even I'm not a streamer, but make sure everyone have freedom, free all in that. So thank you very much, all the members in here that give me a chance to speak for today. I'm just the person that just to join in this event, but I am very happy. Like I always say, like very happy to see everyone around the world that to make the people be happy like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Venerable, for your message and incredible energy and enthusiasm and chanting and message of tolerance and peace and happiness and compassion, these universal values. And so just in case anyone has joined us, we're live here on Facebook, Kurukulla Center for Tibetan Buddhist Studies, hosting the 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith Celebration, which we feel so privileged and honored and happy to do. And next we have another distinguished guest who I believe has also been with us most years, as far as I recall, almost every year. You can maybe correct me or let me know. We have a Hindu priest, Dinesh Dhungel, and Dinesh is associated part of the Pashupati Bodha Foundation, I believe, in Nepal. Also, if I wasn't accurate, please let me know if I got that right or correct me.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. As he told me, like, I'm associated with the Pashupati Buddha Foundation. We have organization in New England. So we're trying to build a mandir in Braintree. So it's under process. It is my honor to be here tonight, this evening. Hari Om Saranam, good evening, and Namaskar to all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to be participation for this program again this year, although it is a pandemic. So this is occasion of the Buddha Jayanti too, and this I'm thankful to the organizer of the Sakadawa Interfaith Celebration program. I would like to convey my praise to all of the beings in this world by chanting the universal Om sound. I'm going to sing that sound 3 times. So if you could, do it, you can do it by yourself, like this is just a chant of Om chanting. So Hari Om. Thank you. So this sound, like that conveys the message to the space. So you may heard this sounds many times, but if you didn't realize it, you can chant it anytime. So I would like to pray again. Asatoma Sadgame Tamasoma Jyotirgame Mityurma Mitamgame Om Santi, Om Santi, Om Santi for the earth to relieve from this pandemic situation. And lastly, I want to go to the Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami, Dvityamti Buddham Saranam Gacchami, and Sangam Saranam Gacchami. Again, thank you so much. Hopefully, we're going to get rid of this pandemic and we may celebrate again in the temple at Medford. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dinesh, for your words and your chanting Om and the Shanti and so forth. And I know particularly in the part of the world where you're from, the coronavirus is very, very, very bad at the moment, right? I believe you're from Nepal, and
Yep.
Of course Nepal and India is very bad, like how the United States was in about January. So really praying may all the virtue we're creating tonight really help relieve, especially the suffering caused by the pandemic everywhere. So next special guest that we have tonight during our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith service here, hosted by Kurukulla Center. I'm very pleased to introduce to you Venerable Abhiyalankara and Venerable Chandasiri. They are two venerable monks from the Mahasati Patrana Meditation Center in Malden. And Malden is the suburb next to Medford, which is where Kurukulla is situated. So two city suburbs just north of Boston here on the east coast of the United States. So welcome, Venerables.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So I pay homage to the Enlightenment One. So good evening, the number of Sangha or their friends. First of all, I would like to express my thanks to the Kurukulla members who invited us to participate in this celebration. So we all know that during this day, we are facing with the problems about the COVID-19. So it is very sad for us. That is why we want to chant some like a discourse, which is for to share our loving kindness to the people who are suffering with the COVID-19. So we wish that by listening to this like a loving kindness discourse, may all the beings and all the people free from the suffering, free from the other dangers. Yeah. Now we are going to chant. Karaniya Mata Kusalena Yanda Sadan Vada Avitamesa Sago Ujuja Sujuja Suajo Saja Mudu Natimani Salo Sukoja Suvaroja Abakichoja Saloga Udi Sandrinioja Nibakoja Abagavokuli Swananukito Najagoda Masri Kinti Yena Vinyobere Ubawariyo Sukino wa Kimino Hondu Sava Sada Bundu Suki Sada Yeke Chipana Bodati Tasawa Tawara Wanwasisa Digawa Iwa Manda Mitima Rasaka Nugatula Dedawa Iwa Adeda Yewa Dure Wasandi Awe Dure Buddha Wasamwe Jiwa Sava Sada Bundu Suki Sada Nabro Baraniko Beta Nadi Minyeta Karajina Kanchi Yayosana Buddhika Senya Nenya Vinyasa Duka Vichya Madayataniya Buddha Mayusa Ika Buddha Nuraki Eombi Sava Buddhesu Manasambhavi Abrimana Vedya Savaloka Sami Manasambhavi Abdimana Oda Doja Dirija Asabadan Awira Masabadan Edanjarani say Noa Sayano Yawata Sawira Miro Edan Sade Adeya Brahma Medan Vihara Mira Mahu Edan Janubagama Silawata Sanina Sambano Kamesu Vinaya Gidan Nahi Jadu Gaba Siya Punariti Vadu Sava Mingala Rakhandu Sava Divata Sava Buddha Nuba Vina Sarasuki Bundu De Vadu Sava Mingala Rakhandu Sava Divata Sava Dhamma Nuba Vina Sarasuki Bundu De Vadu Sava Mingala Rakhandu Sava Divata Sava Sangha Nuba Vina Sarasuki Bundu De Yes, finished.
Hey, thank you.
Sorry for the phone ringing.
No problem, it's good.
Thank you so much. No, I think the phone ringing is perfect. Like, who doesn't have their phone next to their desk, maybe ringing, texting? You know, this is the world, this is the life, and this is how we stay connected. And just that we even have Zoom now, you know, even just a few years ago, there was no Zoom, and it's really extraordinary that we can connect our hearts and our thoughts and prayers, each from our living room with our phones going and TVs going or whatever, but connect our hearts and prayers in this way with technology. So no problem, the phone. So yes, here now for our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith service, hosted here by Kurukulla Center for Tibetan Buddhist Studies. What I would like to point out at this time is that, you know, we do our best to do a program. Of course, there are quite a few people we invited who have given their apologies, both, you know, in the Christian tradition. I'm very sorry our Rabbi David Brahm David was unable to join us tonight. He's a very good friend of our temples who's in Medford, but you know, we also have the interfaith is a little bit more on the Buddhist side, because we invite people from the different traditions of Buddhism and from the different countries, because everywhere the way the teachings flourished is a slightly different flavor. And so Venerable Manzhong was from China, and then Venerable Dr. Bhikkhu Pragyaloks from Nepal, and we had Venerable Chai Vanna, who just before was from Cambodia, and then our friends who were just contributed from Myanmar, Burma. So So like that, and now we come back local to Medford, and it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Reverend Wendy Miller Olapade. She is the pastor at the Sanctuary of the United Church of Christ in West Medford, so just a few miles down the street from us, and she is going to share next. So thank you, Reverend Wendy.
Grace and peace be unto you all. And thank you, Wendy. I'm honored to be with you for this annual Sakadawa celebration. And in fact, I arrived in Medford the year that this began. I have been here 8 years, and it's one of my favorite things about Medford. I am celebrating my 25th year as an ordained clergywoman in the United Church of Christ. And in all of those years, I was active in interfaith activities. But in my experience, this program, this event is the most truly interfaith experience that I've ever had. And I have come to a little bit of tear welling up as the evening has gone by, as I've taken in the sound of faith that I don't understand the words of, but I understand the sound, and it's a beautiful thing. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Geshe Tenley for the work that he does to build these relationships. And thank you, Wendy, for your graceful leadership, and Sean in the background managing things, Margaret in the background. So thank you to the Kurukulla Center for your beautiful investment into our city. In the Hebrew scriptures, which Jesus studied and taught, and which are included in the sacred texts that Christians consider their Bible, there is a watershed story about Noah, his family, a really big boat, and a whole lot of rain. You see, God was pretty mad at the people for being wicked and corrupt. So God enlisted a righteous man named Noah to gather up his family and 2 each of all of the other living things, because God was going to flood the earth to get rid of the wickedness. After 40 days and 40 nights of rain and a long, long time out on that ark, the rains subsided and land was sighted, and God made a promise to God's people with the sign of a rainbow. Here's what God said. This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you, a covenant for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Never again, said God, will the waters become a flood to destroy all life. When the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and all living creatures of every kind on the earth. Beloved, rainbows are one of the most beautiful spectacles nature has to offer. So beautiful, in fact, that they have inspired countless fairy tales, songs, and legends. Tonight, in honor of the Buddha's birthday, I want to share a song from my tradition entitled, We Are a Rainbow. I share it as a sign of the covenant that God has with all of humanity and the earth, but also as a sign of our collective commitment right here tonight to share love and work for justice across our city. So Sean's going to share the video. Let us listen then for the sacred connection that all living things share in our very being.
We're the light of all the world. We are a city on a hill. We're a candle on a stand proclaiming light. We will not hide our lamp beneath a bushel anymore. We will shine a ray of hope that's burning bright. We are a rainbow, a sign of covenant Come shine your rainbows, splash your hues across the sky, paint the world in colors, proud and bold and free. We're a coat of many colors, sewn from many different threads, covering all in warmth and welcome and embrace. God said, let there be light, created every very shade. In the rainbow, each of us can find a place. We are a rainbow, sign of covenant and peace. For the flood of tears will finally cease to be. Come shine your rainbows, splash your hues across the sky, paint the world in colors, broad and bold and free. We are hope to still believe in tomorrow's better day. We are peace in a world that's torn apart. We are joy that will last in all the struggles that we face. We are love that blooms and glows in every heart. We are a rainbow, sign of covenant and peace. For the flood of tears will finally cease to be. Come shine your rainbows, splash your hues across the sky, paint your world in colors, broad and bold and free. When we face the storms of life, we will never be alone, for our God will be with us on the way. Hand in hand, side by side, we won't be frightened anymore, as the morning light of tears breaks into day. We are a rainbow, sign of covenant and peace, for the flood of tears will finally cease to be. Come shine your rainbows, splash your hues across the sky, paint the world in colors, proud and bold and free. Paint the world in colors, proud and bold and free.
Would you join me in the spirit of prayer? God, you gave us rainbows, so beautiful that they take our breath away. So surprising that we stop by the side of the road to try to capture the beauty on camera, which, by the way, we can never quite achieve. God, you gave us rainbows, so ephemeral that they're often gone before we can take it all in. And yet, you have created us to be a rainbow, God. And you have gathered us here tonight to show off that beauty, to surprise us with our diversity, to delight us with the complexity of community, and to ground us in our need for each other. We need each other, God. We cannot do this alone. We are a rainbow, earthly and embodied, messy and imperfect, and still we are a sign of your promise, a sign and a symbol of your love and your presence. We are a rainbow, God, a visible sign of your invisible grace. We are a rainbow and we are your people. So we thank you, God, for this, your covenant. Beloved, may we go from this gathering glimmering and glowing from the colors of this collection and the deep and diverse expressions of your goodness. In the name of love, let us all say, Amen. Amen.
Amen. I'm so glad the words were there. So I could sing, we are a rainbow, the sky, the colors bright and free. Anyway, now I'm just making it up, but I was once upon a time the lead alto in the Sunshine Choir when I was, 9 or 10 years old. So thank you so much. very beautiful singing and prayer. And so continue here on our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith celebration that we host. We're very honored to host now at the Kurukulla Center. We're based in Medford, Massachusetts, on the East Coast of the United States. And our next very special speaker is Venerable Piya Chago. And I'm pretty sure I didn't say it exactly right, but I hope not too bad. Shall I try it again? Just Venerable Piya Chago. And Venerable is the abbot at the Dhammakaya Meditation Center in Quincy. And he's representing the from Thailand, Buddhism as practiced in Thailand. So thank you very much, Venerable.
I would like to pay respect to the Buddha and the senior monk. Good evening, everyone. And I would like to thank you, Geshe Rinpoche and Kurukulla Center, to give me a chance to share the good thing in this auspicious event. So actually, when we have the pandemic and the suffering, the people in this world, they feel worried. When the people in this world, they feel worried, the bad energy from the bad karma or the bad action that we have done in the past, this bad energy come to the center of our body. So the mind is very important. When your mind is in the suffering, when your mind is worried, the bad energy come to the center. When the bad energy come to our center, this bad energy attract bad thing, bad people, bad situation come to our life. And how to avoid that? Because when the people is in the bad situation, they feel more worried, right? When they feel more worried, more bad things come, more bad energy come. How to break through this cycle, the circle of darkness? In our in the Buddha meditation, the Buddha have one of the meditation method that is very powerful to eliminate all the negativity or the bad energy or the darkness. We call the mantra. Actually, the mantra is the imagine the sound. It's like when you close your eye and you meditate. When you think about the good word, like in our tradition, sometimes we think Buddha, 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 or Putto, Putto is related to the Buddha. Every word bring the good energy to our center. Sometimes we use the word Samma Rahang. Samma Rahang is related to the enlightened one in the past and the Buddha. Every word bring the good energy to the center. Some of my students, they use the word be happy, be happy. Any word that you feel happy with it. When you think about the happy word or the happy mantra in your mind, the good energy come to the center. Little good energy bring little good thing to our life. When the little good thing happen in our life, we feel happy. When we feel happy, good energy from our good deed come to the center again. More good energy come to the center. More good energy come, more good things come to our life. More good people come to our life. More good situation come to our life. So that we can break through the suffering and especially this pandemic. So the mind is very important. Keep your mind in the good side. Keep your mind in the bright side. When you have the negativity, think about the good word, the word that you feel happy, the word that related to the good thing. So today I would like to share with you the powerful healing chanting. This chanting is very powerful because more than 2,000 years ago, when the Buddha feel he have the sickness and he feel unwell, he told the monk to do this chanting to relieve the sickness. This chanting is very, very powerful for healing and for the good health. โพชังโฆสติสังขาตัวธรรมานังวิจโยตถาวิริยมปิติปัสสัตถิโพชังคะจตถาปเรสมาธุเปกโพชังคะสัตเตเตสัพพทัสสินามุนินาสัมมาทัคขาตาภาวิตาภาหุลิกตาสังวัตตันติอภิญญายเนปานายะจะโพธิยาเอเตนะสัจจวัชเชนะโสติเตโหตุสัพพทา I wish everyone be happy, healthy, be free from all sorrow, be free from all danger, be free from all suffering. May all your good wishes come true soon and attain the enlightenment soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Venerable, for joining us. And definitely I feel my mind now can more easily stay on the good side and the bright side, just the way everyone who is participating is just lifting the vibration and the energy and aligning our heart with what is good and pure. So yes, thank you. So we have next here for our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith Celebration, representing the Tibetan Association of Boston, we have Tinley Chodin La, who is the president and who I've known for many years and who's been coming to the center for a long time. And I actually didn't know that now it was your turn to be the president of the Boston chapter of Tibetan Association. So I'm so glad that you're here, and please over to you to say a few words.
Tashdele, everyone, respected Geshe La, distinguished guest, and it is a great honor to be here. What a great host, Vendela, and thank you so much all the Kurukulla Center's volunteers for organizing this very auspicious interfaith celebration. This is the 8th year that Geshe La has been organized this event, and this is the most important that His Holiness the Dalai Lama's wishes that always like to include every faith in the same place, and then we all can be recognized as one and then celebrate together. And today is as everybody mentioned, so many compassionate, loving, kindness words that I would like to say thank you all for such a beautiful, loving kindness word. And then since today is 10th of the Tibetan lunar calendar, and usually it's a song of feast offering day, 10th and then 25th. So I thought I would like to sing a song of feast by Jigme Lingpa, a very popular, well-known teacher. So the word of the song is, on top of the wish-fulfilling tree, the auspicious coincidence of karma and aspirations, the youthful peacock of Eastern India has arrived. When the display of the peacock becomes holy dharma, We youthful ones are set onto the path of liberations on the shoulders of the meritorious Queen of Spring. From the trees, groves of morn of the south has come to the cuckoo bird with a sweet song, sweeter than the music of the flutes of the daughters of the Gadanwa above. How good the excellent coincidence of the flourishing 3 months of summer. Gathered here are the Vajra brothers and sisters whose karma and aspirations are the echoed. Please come to the Dharma assembly where our Guru dwells. At this festival, we drink an amtra and the ribbons of trees, and from that comes the special Dharma of singing and the song of joyful experiences. Among these rows of unchanging great bliss, even when not meditating, we witness the faces of deity and the gurus. By means of the yana of luminosity, the heart essence of the mother and dakinis. Please grant attainment, the rainbow body. So here it goes. I would like to sing the song of feast. Hope you all will enjoy it. Le Pasa Zhongshin Ki Teng Tu Jahar Shaki Macha Shunu Ya Pe Chu Ma Cha Duke Tham Pe Che Chola Yu Shen pa che pe lam na shi si yo se nam chi ki ya me shin de la pe pe lo me shin ki lo ki ku yu ki su Ya ki chese pu me ling bu le nyem pa Ya sum nam da su pe ten de la ya chu di le me tu pe do je ta bu do Na te lama shu pe chera la pe ta mi te tu te tu pe ga ti ki nga ne nyam ga guru len pe ke che shi ye to De che pokyu me pe shu de ki u ne la ta la me shere ma gum kya thon chu ma ta khande ni te si ki the pe Charlie Chukudu Pe Mudu Jishu. Thank you. Tichanang.
Tutinga, thank you. Tinlela, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for bringing the Dakini energy into today. Exactly, it's the in our tradition on certain twice a month, depending on the phase of the moon, then it's a special day for feast. So thank you so much for bringing that to tonight's celebration. And yeah, so our celebration, just in case you're joining us, is and the more times I say it, the more I start to forget what to say. Anyway, it's our 8th annual Sakadawa Interfaith Celebration that we're honored to hold every year. And I was very touched by what Reverend Wendy said about her saying that for her it's how special it is, and it's quite rare to have a strong interfaith gathering. And so thank you to Geshe Tenley and His Holiness for inspiring this, and for everyone who's coming. And so the next wonderful distinguished guest we have is a very good friend of the center who lives down the road, Venerable Lama Kunchok Sonam, Lama Sonam, who is the abbot and spiritual guide for the Drikung Meditation Center based in Arlington. And when Lama arrived, I guess it was about 2000 when you arrived, then for the first 2 weeks, I believe you stayed at Kurukulla Center. I think we had just bought our building. So in this way, I feel like we've been family from the very beginning. So thank you, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you. The Kurukulla Center. This is the 8th year interfaith gathering. Thank you. So Geshe-la and Wendy-la and Sean, our organization, and also the Dhamma brothers and Christian sisters and everyone welcome gathering. So I will now much explain what is this month important. Everybody said so many. It's wonderful. I respect this wonderful teaching. So traditional, when Buddha's reciting, first they pay homage 3 jewels, then for immeasurable. And right now in the world, and there's so many difficulty faced and challenge. So pandemic is beyond the religions. The pandemic comes, they didn't say, oh, you're Jewish, or you're Muslim, or you're Buddhism, or Christian. There's economically everyone infected. Likewise, there are different names in the sect to believe, but everyone is a goal for this life, is better for health and mental and spiritual. In all the outer universe, in all living beings, is a harmony as much as can. That is where His Holiness mentioned to interfaith is one family or oneness. So I usually say the interfaith is like big buffet, whatever you like, enjoy. Or maybe you will go to the shopping mall, big shopping mall, be happy, enjoy. Nobody said don't buy this one. So that's why I pray first the short refuge, and then for immeasurable. And then there's so many people pass away, Of course, birth is the beginning of the death. They're no surprise. But this year and last year in pandemic, they took more than 3 million. It's a large number lost, and some very young. So this way I'm reciting short mantra for the rebirth Sugava, the Pure Land, which means Buddha Amitabha mantra. Likewise, still so many people ill. So I will reciting healing Buddha or medicine Buddhas. Then I will stop there. So now, first the short refuge. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood to say all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as sky, have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and cause of suffering. May they never be separate from happiness that is free from sorrow. May the rest of equanimity free from attachment aversion. So just the Tibetan Association and here and the President Chela and the song of the Dakini. So now I pop up my mind to our reciting for a few the Guru Pema Sambhava mantra reciting Om Ahum Benjang Guru Pema Sedihung. Then the Buddha Amitabha mantra. Now next, the Buddha Amitabha, which means the Sugava, the pure and Buddha. So that's the all people pass away the cause of the COVID-19, wish to rebirth to Sugava, the pure land or heaven. Om Nami Devashe, 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 Om Nami Devashe. So next one is the healing Buddha and medicine Buddha. So many people ill, so hopefully they're very healing soon to back to normal. Then as long as their life is His Holiness usually called meaningful life. So now I will reciting the healing Buddha's mantra. Just only one or two, don't take much. Om Namo Bhagavate Guru Binduru Ya Baravarandaya Tadhangadaya Arahati Samya Sambodaya Tayada Om Bekandim Bekandim Maham Bekandim Randa Samungadi Harini Sama Surva Siddhi Palaho Om Namo Bhagavate Guru Bindruya Pravaranjaya Tadangadaya Arahati Samya Sambodaya Tayada Om Bekandim Bekan Maham Bekande Ranja Samungade Harini Sama Sarva Siddhi Palaho Kari Rave Gove Shingamsu Penda Dewa Molu Jumane Cheren Sewa Tinzi Jazu Shave Siddhi Padu Tenjuru Che Chanju Simju Rimbo Che Magi Panam Gijuru Jiba Nyamba Meba Kone Kondu Pevara Sho Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lama Sonam. As Lama La was chanting, I just, everyone has been chanting, starting with Imam Ehsan Waris, and then Reverend Carol, and then the Venerable Ban Zhang chanted, and it's just been incredible sound, and the energy when we use our voice in that way goes straight to the heart. One thing when Venerable Lama La, I know we're running a bit over time, but anyway, I'm going to say this, that the four immeasurables, do any of you remember seeing the movie Kundun, which was directed by Martin Scorsese, and it came out, I don't remember when it came out, probably 20 years ago now, about His Holiness the Dalai Lama's escape when the communist Chinese came in and occupied and took over Tibet. And the night before, in the movie, the young monk playing His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the night before he left, it was nighttime, and he was up in his temple palace and looking out, and he recited the four immeasurables in Tibetan. And I just always remember that one part in that movie of reciting, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free of suffering, may all beings, recognize their innate good nature, and may we live in harmony, peace and tolerance and so forth. So somehow I was thinking of Martin Scorsese's incredible movie when Lama La was chanting. Okay, then we have, and I also actually wanted to say that Rabbi Brahm David, he actually sends his best wishes to everyone. When I mentioned earlier that he was unable to attend, I forgot to pass along his best wishes to everyone. So next here on our 8th annual Interfaith Sakadawa Celebration, Reverend Matthew Rasur, the minister of the First Baptist Church. He goes by Matt, and Reverend Matt, and unfortunately he was not able to be with us here tonight, but he has provided a really wonderful pre-recorded message and also music.
Hello. I bring you greetings from the congregation and diaconate of the First Baptist Church of Medford on Oakland Street. Thank you, Geshe Tenley, for your kind invitation to this auspicious occasion. My heart is cheered at this celebration each year because of the special way it brings together people of common goodwill from many faiths, speaking many languages. This is a time of year that would seem to demand to be celebrated. We are gathered tonight to celebrate a special event in the life of the Buddha. Our Jewish friends are now celebrating Shavuot, a celebration of a week of weeks, or 49 days, after Passover. And in my own Christian community, we are celebrating Pentecost, the holy day 50 days after Easter, when we tell a story of the Holy Spirit falling on a diverse crowd, and the Spirit allowing a spirit of understanding to surpass all differences. I would like to welcome you now into a time of meditation led by the choral fellows of the First Baptist Church. The text you will hear is a Latin translation of the passage from the New Testament book of Ephesians. The text offers instructions to be strong in the Lord, and goes on to explain how we can surround ourselves with the protection of divinity, an idea known figuratively as the armor of God. The text is set to a tune by the Renaissance composer Heinrich Isaac. Let us pray together.
Wow. Well, thank you, Reverend Matt. Thank you for sending that pre-recorded, really wonderful message. Our neighbor just down the road, the Baptist Church. So this evening we've had 3 Christian denominations join with us. First, Reverend Carol from the Episcopal Church. In Australia, we call that also the Church of England. At least it's fairly similar, but anyway, Episcopal. And then Reverend Wendy from the United Church of Christ, and then that was Reverend Matt from the Baptist Church on Oakland Street near Medford Center. Then we moved back to Asia, to Bangladesh, and we have our friend, well, everyone has been our friend, but Venerable Priya Rakit Shraman, and he was the Buddhist chaplain at Tufts University. Tufts University is on the other side of Medford, next to Somerville, a really great university. So he was the chaplain there for many years. But now Venerable has moved to Emory, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. Did I get that right? So now Venerable is joining us from the south on the east coast of the United States, and is sharing with us Venerable monk and from Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Geshe Tenley and the team, for inviting me to today's Sakadawa and to this interfaith gathering dedicated towards the celebration of Buddha's life and teachings. It is wonderful to be in a community of people who are practicing for communal harmony, especially now as the world continues to struggle through this deadly pandemic. It has been extremely difficult to find connection and community during this time of isolation. In spite of the difficulty of being in the presence of our friends and our communities, we can do practices that help us to share and spread kindness, joy, compassion, and good wishes to ourselves and our communities. This is in line with the teachings of the Buddha. So as we celebrate the Buddha's life and teachings today, let us remind ourselves one core teaching that the Buddha taught. The Buddha taught that proper cultivation of loving kindness and compassion for even a short moment, for even a minute, is significant. It brings joy to the person who is practicing. It creates wholesome connection with others around the person. So as we celebrate today, let us remind ourselves to follow Buddha's practice of being kind, of being compassionate. Such practice could help us respond to this difficult time. I will end with a short Pali verse from the Buddha's teachings on the practice of kindness. As you have been listening to many religious and spiritual words from all different faiths so far, please bear with me for yet another Pali verse, Pali Buddhist recitation. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sukhino va khemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. Ye ke chipana bhutatti tasava thavara va anavasesa. Dikha ye mahanta va machhima rasaka nukatula. Tittha va yeva atittha ye chadure vasanti avidure. Bhuta va sambhavesi va sappe satta bhavantu sukhitatta. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings in their hearts be happy. Whatsoever breathing beings there are, trembling, firm, or any other beings, whether they are long or great, of middle size, short, tiny, or of small body, those who are seen and those who are not seen, those who live far away and those who are near, those who are born and those yet to be born, may all beings be happy in their hearts. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Venerable Priya. I think it was absolutely no problem bearing with you for another chant. It was very wonderful and just, all together, everyone's together chanting and overlapping and just building the energy of our celebration of peace and loving kindness and tolerance and wish for suffering for others. So thank you so much. And we are drawing towards the end of our program. I know we were definitely going to keep it to 90 minutes this year, so that didn't happen. Oh well. But I hope everyone's still enjoying. We have a short message now from Mayor Brianna Lungo-Cohn. She also was unable to be with us here tonight, and she has a pre-recorded message, which we will share now.
I am Brianna Lungo-Curran, Mayor of Medford, and I'm so honored to have been invited to this ceremony tonight. I apologize I'm not able to attend, but thank you so much for allowing me to say hello through a video recording. I understand that there are many speakers this evening from many faith traditions, and I am particularly encouraged and honored that you are all together, especially in light of the many important issues we have faced over the last year. Something I learned in preparing my marks for this celebration is that Sakadawa is a time to be especially diligent in our activities, to practice faith well, and to benefit others. Last year, I set a goal and committed to becoming more diligent in my actions, to educate myself and to listen to and learn from others' experiences to help guide my own actions. I've been able to put those goals into action and have learned and grown over the last year for the better. Thank you for encouraging me to set this goal and to work to achieve it. Tonight is a perfect reminder of all that we have done as a community to this point and how we can recommit ourselves to a future that is more equitable for all our residents. I look forward to meeting you all in person very soon now that things are getting back to normal. Have a wonderful celebration this evening. Thank you.
These pre-recorded messages have been wonderful. I mean, I feel like they've truly been with us. So thank you, Mayor Brianna. So the mayor here, the city of Medford, where Kurukulla Center has the temple, has always been incredibly supportive of us and I think the faith communities in general, and we've always had very good relationship and very, very grateful to the city of Medford and the various mayors we've worked with. Now, this year we have a very special treat. This year we have Zooming live from India, from House 2A at Sarajay Monastery, which is where Geshe Tenley did, his 25 years of monastic studies. And our previous teacher, Geshe Tsulga, when Geshe Tsulga left Tibet, had to leave the original Sara monastery in Tibet, escape into India, and then Geshe Tsulga helped to build, like chop down the jungle literally, and help build and resettle the monastery in South India. So tonight we have some of the younger monks. I believe Sarajay Monastery is in a very strong, strict lockdown because of the COVID. So it looks like we have two especially younger monks and one not quite as young to be with us tonight. It's so wonderful to see you. Teshdile. And I believe they are going to, Geshe, do you want to say something?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kushalas. Wonderful. Yapodu, thank you. Very good. That was very special coming from India. So what the monks chanted is a very special prayer called Words of Truth that was composed by His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. And it was composed in 29th of September. It was composed in 29th of September 1960. So the year, just over a year after the Dalai Lama fled Tibet, as I mentioned earlier, because of the communist occupation, and then how many, many Tibetans fled in the coming weeks and months and years afterwards. And then the Tibetan community since then has been as refugee status in India, and then the diaspora around the world. And so this was a prayer that His Holiness wrote. He was besieged by both the secular and spiritual communities, Tibetan communities. And it was a very, 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 very difficult time, as we know, when people have to flee their country because of, essentially war, lack of freedoms, and so forth. I just would like to read one verse of the prayer, the English one part of the translation. O Protector Chenrezig, who is the Buddha of compassion, compassionately care for those who have undergone myriad hardships, completely sacrificing their most cherished lives, bodies, and wealth for the sake of the teachings, practitioners, people, and nation. Anyway, it's incredible, powerful, beautiful prayer. And with that, we come almost to the very end of our program. And we have, last but definitely not least, is the Kurukulla Center Director. And some of you may not realize that this year, in February, we had a change of directorship after Sean had been director since 2012. And our new director, I nearly said Venerable because I've been saying Venerable and Reverend all night, but our new director is my brother Bryce Shinsius, the director of Kurukulla Center. So over to you, Bryce, to finish out the evening.
Well, after hearing from all of the distinguished guests this evening, I'm quite sure that hearing from me will be something of a letdown. The most important thing I could possibly say tonight is thank you. Thank you to all of our guests from faith communities around the city of Medford and around the world. The past 14 months have been full of pain and difficulty and uncertainty, and each of us has experienced this pandemic in a different way. I know that we all have slightly different spiritual or theological approaches to understanding and dealing with it. But the most beautiful thing about this gathering tonight is that it reminds me of the truly precious thing that we all have in common. We all share the goal of caring for others and of showing them love and compassion when they need it most. The fact that we are all gathered here as a diverse but united community gives me so much hope and leaves me feeling so inspired as I look toward the future. I'm reminded of a quote from St. Thomas Aquinas. He wrote, "The things that we love tell us what we are." And so as we go out in the world to continue to love and serve the people around us, each in our own way, each day we come a little closer to understanding what we are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bryce. Thank you. And we just finished with Geshe Tenley. If we can get Geshe Tenley spotlighted.
No, this is like as you remember, when we are physically here, we offer for the scarf. It's Tibetan tradition. It's most important to give each other. But it represents your heart is like same this color. So you can, you can color all different colors. Therefore, it shows your very, keep strong touch each other. We love each other. It is shows your heart. Therefore, this time we are not able to join very far away. That I would like to, everyone get each scarf to thank you. We have the Kurukulla Center and by myself, for everyone. Hopefully, we will see you next year and physically, not on the Zoom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Wonderful opportunity. Hope to see you soon. Congratulations, new director. Don't grow up too tall. Okay, this is a good size to grow. No more tall.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you all, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Very wonderful this evening.
Thank you. Next year, we'll definitely meet physically here.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So wonderful to see everyone in person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next year.
Thank you. See you next year. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Injun lasum toshtile.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Night.
Thank you, everyone.
Also, thank you for all the workers. I forgot. Working put together these things. You guys are a lot of hard working. We work many days, many hours. But to call contact, I would like to say thank you for my bottom heart. Thank you, Wendy and Margaret, and then who? Deborah,
Deborah, Ed, and Shelley, and Jackie, and
Jackie,
Sean, Nick,
Russ, and
everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations,
Thank you.
everyone.
Great event.
Good night.
Thank you to everyone who made it possible for me to put on a tie and show up.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. See you all.
See you.
Good night.